Welcome to this breakdown of the 365 Freedom Architecture. Today, we're figuring out exactly why disjointed financial systems are honestly quietly sabotaging your operational clarity, and more importantly, how to actually fix it. As strategic advisors for founders, we see this all the time. You're probably paying a massive hidden fee right now, one that just completely drains your time, clouds your vision, and totally distracts you from your main mission. So let's look at how to get your focus back. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the complexity tax. Second, the anatomy of avoidance. Third, the automated tracking protocol. And finally, systemized operational clarity. Let's jump right in. Section 1, the complexity tax, the friction of disjointed systems. All right, this is the first core operational failure we're tackling today. It's a structural breakdown that's just silently draining your efficiency behind the scenes. Think about this phrase. The most dangerous phrase in business is, I think we're doing okay. Why is that so lethal? Because as a founder, your baseline assumption absolutely shouldn't be vague financial awareness. In the 365 Freedom ecosystem, we don't think, we know. If your systems aren't telling you exactly how close you are to your freedom number, well, your systems are completely broken. Just assuming you're doing okay, that's a massive risk no founder should ever take. Think about the reality so many of us face. 5. That's the number of different apps you might find yourself juggling for hours every single Sunday, just to figure out your net worth. You know the drill. You're exporting spreadsheets, cross-referencing bank accounts, and trying to pull together some kind of clear picture just to see if you're actually winning. Frankly, it's an exhausting, fragmented mess. We call this exhaustion the complexity tax. It's the friction and straight-up loss of time you pay by constantly logging into multiple apps and manually updating those spreadsheets. We really need to stop viewing this disjointed financial login habit as just a minor inconvenience. It's not. It's a literal structural tax you are paying in lost time and severely depleted mental bandwidths. Section 2. Anatomy of avoidance. When systems break down. The psychological fallout of paying that complexity tax is actually way worse than just losing a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon. The harsh truth is, we lie to ourselves when the truth is hard to find. When your financial data is buried behind 5 different logins, it creates a structural failure that directly breeds psychological avoidance. You literally stop looking closely at the numbers because the simple act of looking is just too difficult and way too frustrating. This friction causes a massive ripple effect. You end up hiding from the truth, ignoring crucial financial red flags that you'd otherwise catch immediately. And you end up carrying that heavy, nagging emotional weight of needing to, quote-unquote, check the books. The hard reality is this. If you have to manually check your progress, you will eventually just stop checking altogether. We really need to disrupt the traditional mindset here. The difference between manual tracking and automated tracking is fundamental. Manual tracking is just a job. It's unscalable labor that you've essentially assigned to yourself. Automated tracking, however, that's a system. If it's not automated, you aren't building a system. You're just working another job. And as a founder, your focus belongs on the mission, definitely not on data entry. Section 3, Automated Tracking Protocol, the foundational requirement. There's a great saying, complexity is the enemy of freedom. Automation is the absolute antidote here because it entirely removes the friction of being honest with your numbers. When the system does the heavy lifting, financial clarity becomes your default state rather than a miserable weekend chore. Remember those 5 apps we talked about a minute ago? Contrast that with the power of one. One single automated central dashboard. Every single account linked up. Every asset updated in real time. This one screen acts as your ultimate truth teller, completely replacing hours of weekend frustration with maybe 5 minutes of crystal clear review. Here's the logical progression of Freedom Flow. Step 1, connect all your accounts. Step 2, systemize the data so everything talks seamlessly. And Step 3, receive an objective score every single morning. By automating the tracking of your freedom blocks, you never have to wonder where you stand. The system just hands you the truth. Section 4, systemized operational clarity, turning data into direction. With this protocol, you gain the immense power of real-time adjustments. If expenses randomly spike, you see it instantly. You can track investment performance the exact moment it happens. But beyond the mechanics, this is heavily psychological. Watching your freedom number actually get closer in real time turns that raw data into a powerful source of direction. It completely fuels your motivation and makes all the hard work feel absolutely worth it. The 365 Freedom Architecture is the exact bridge between the chaos of manual spreadsheets and systemized operational clarity. By automating the tracking of literally every dollar, your mind is finally freed up to stay entirely focused on your mission, leaving those chaotic manual ledgers completely in the past. So, the mandate is simple. Stop manual tracking. Start automating your dashboard at 365freedom.online today. This is the logical pivot you need to make. Build your dashboard today. Because remember, what gets automated can be scaled and perfected. What stays manual will eventually just break down. I'll leave you with this final thought. Will you let your progress remain a mystery? Or will you make it a manifest? The choice between exhausting friction and true operational ease is entirely yours. Build your system, protect your time, and ensure you always know exactly where you stand.